I want you to... Kathy, where's Patty?
I believe she's in her room, Aunt Natalie.
Didn't you do the dishes last night?
Yes.
And the night before that?
Patty and I always toss a coin, and I always lose. She is very lucky.
And I'll bet it's always her coin. Kathy, your cousin is taking advantage of you.
Oh, I don't mind doing these, Aunt Natalie. Patty had some homework to do.
What's she studying? Rock and roll?
Hi, Mom. Mom, you cut off the surfer's swing.
Followed by your allowance.
Now, what have I done?
Nothing, Patty. You haven't done anything this week, last week, or the week before that.
Who can understand parents?
That includes the dishes, your homework, your room.
Do you want me to grow up to be a drudge?
Your cousin Kathy is in the kitchen doing your job.
Mom, I'm doing this for Kathy's sake. I mean, she's traveled around Europe all her life with her father, living in hotels. She never had a chance to wash dishes. I mean, that's not natural. We're giving her a chance to feel at home.
Forget it, Tom Sawyer. Your half of your room looks like a disaster area. Your clothes are in a mess.
Is this a private war, or can anybody join in?
I'm treated like slave labor. Susan Baxter got her own television today. Emily Johnson goes to the movies 3 times a week, and Richard gets to watch television as late as he likes.
Well, there's no problem there. Anything else?
Now that you ask, I need an increase in my allowance.
Your friendly loan company says no.
I see. Anything else?
Yes, you can give me that 2-headed coin, get into the kitchen, and start washing dishes.
That's my good luck coin.
Yes, I know.
You think we were too rough on her?
No, I don't care what Dr. Spock says. I say you have to grind them under your heel or else they'll rise up and get you.
Students, I've asked you to assemble here this morning to meet Mr. Snell. Mr. Snell is with the National Educational Testing Survey, and he's been going all over the country giving intelligence tests.
What's he doing here?
Good morning, students. The big news I bring is that automation has come to your schools. Our organization, NETS, has perfected a machine to range your intellectual capacities and problem-solving facility. This electronic device, Teach, as we call it, will supply in 3 minutes your intelligence quota rating, your percentile group in your school, and your percentile group in the country. We're going to begin immediately. Thank you.
The testing will be done in the study hall.
Sit right down here, please. And your name, please?
Patty Lane.
This is Teach, Technical Electronic Amplifier Code Handler.
Like hi.
Please. Teach will ask you questions in various categories. You will type your answers on the typewriter keyboard, which is an input-output printer.
Spooky bit.
Oh, not at all. The typewriter is simply a device by which we communicate with computers. You are not to touch any of these buttons.
Okay.
machine is asking you to name 2 primary colors that make purple.
Red and blue.
Type your answer.
Oh.
Very good. The machine will feed you a new question every 15 seconds. If you miss one, just go on to the next. Blast off.
Name the origin of lac dye.
Just to get you started. It's derived from the Southern Asia lac insect.
Oh, sure. Give the 2 hypotheses of the kinetic theory of matter?
Take your time. You have 15 seconds.
Now, this is a telephone call for you from Washington.
That must be the president of our company. You just stay with me. The machine will do everything automatically.
Give the latitude and longitude of Montevideo. Montevideo is... Define centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. Will you give me a chance to finish? Give the metric equivalent of 1 U.S. yard, 1 U.S. pound, 1 U.S. gallon. Metric equivalent. Multiply by 10. Or is that... You gotta be kidding!
Mr. Lane?
Yes?
I'm sorry to barge in on you like this. I'm Edwina Morgan, Patty's psychology teacher.
Oh, yes.
And I'm Mr. Snell of the National Educational Testing Survey. We've come to see you about a rather urgent matter.
What is it?
We'd prefer to talk to Mrs. Lane at the same time, if you don't mind.
Please come in.
Thank you.
This is Mrs. Lane, my son Ross,
How do you
Miss
do?
Morgan, Mr.
Snell.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Miss Morgan, won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Miss Morgan is Patty's psychology teacher, dear.
Did Patty mention taking an intelligence test today?
No, we're not on speaking terms.
If Patty flunked an intelligence test, it's because she wasn't trying.
Mrs. Lane, I've been giving these tests for the past 18 months in schools all over the country. Your daughter has set a new record.
I knew she could do it. Patty hit an all-time low.
An all-time high. I'm happy to inform you that Patty rates in the highest category of genius.
Patty who?
I'm afraid you must be mistaken, Mr. Snell. Patty's a bright, intelligent child, but I'd hardly call her a genius.
Our machine is incapable of making a mistake. I checked the results 7 times. 90 to 110 is average. The genius class ranges from 153 to 180. Patty's average was 185. 5 points above the top genius rating. Mr. Lane, your daughter's in a class with Michelangelo, Socrates, Da Vinci. Her mind is one of America's natural resources.
Boy, are we in trouble.
Oh, here's Patty.
Oh, no, this is Kathy, Patty's cousin.
Hello, Miss Morgan.
Hello, dear. This is Mr. Snell.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Kathy, where's Patty?
In the kitchen doing the dishes. We used my coin.
She's doing the what?
Is that wrong?
Not wrong, Mrs. Lane. Tragic.
That's true. She breaks a lot of them.
I don't think you people have any real understanding of this situation. The time that your daughter is forced to spend washing dishes could be time that she might be devoting to, say, discovering a vaccine that could save all humanity from disease. Patty?
Or an invention that could radically change the course of the world.
Patty?
You two have had a great responsibility thrust upon you. The most important thing you can do is keep Patty's mind free so that she can cope with this greatness. She must have absolutely nothing on her mind.
She hasn't.
We're going to do everything we can to cooperate at school.
But that won't help unless Patty receives the same kind of cooperation at home.
We've managed all right for the last 16 years.
May I ask your IQ, Mr. Lane?
135.
Mine's only 150. Do you really think that you and I are equipped to control a brain with an IQ of 185? Who knows the irreparable damage you might have done to her mind in those 16 years? The paintings that won't be painted. The mathematical formulas that were lost while she was doing the dishes.
Mathematical formulas? Her average in mathematics is 70.
I know. Interesting, isn't it?
What organization did you say you were with?
National Educational Testing Survey. NETS.
Yeah, that's right. National Educational Testing Survey. NETS. Are you sure? Oh, see. No, it's nothing special. I was just thinking of writing an editorial on it. Mr. Snell. Mr. Snell, I owe you an apology. I just checked on your organization. Not that I didn't believe. Well, I mean, Patty is...
Please. Parents are always the last to know.
What do you want us to do?
The first thing is to remove any frustrations from Patty's life so that her mind is free of irritations. Is there anything she wants that she doesn't have?
She wants an increase in her allowance.
She'd like her own telephone. She hates doing chores.
Sure, she'd like to spend all her time watching television and the movies.
Typical. On the surface, that seems like a childlike desire. But who knows what gigantic ideas might be formulating in her mind while she's watching the movies or a television show. Newton was a bird watcher. Galileo collected buttons. Give her anything she wants.
We've arranged to have Patty moved into a special class we've just set up.
Well, I know at a moment like this you want to be alone with your daughter. We'll see ourselves out. Good night, Edwina.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Ross, go get Patty.
Me?
Yes, you.
What'll I say to her?
Well, just tell her to... just ask her if she'd please come in here.
Okay. Excuse me, miss. If it isn't too much trouble, your parents would like to know if you could please come into the living room for a minute. If it isn't too much trouble. You would focus. Yes, ma'am.
That's exactly the way to handle it.
She was doing the dishes. It broke my heart. What's the screen?
Patty, sit down right here.
What'd I do now?
Your father just thought you might be more comfortable sitting.
Unless you'd prefer to sit here. What didn't I do now?
Mr. Snell and Miss Morgan just left.
Oh. They told you about the intelligence test today. They were terribly excited. Don't blame me. I couldn't help it. I just got so frustrated that I...
Snell was right. I have been frustrating you. We've been holding you down for years.
You're not angry?
Angry? We're very proud of you.
You got the highest score they have ever had. Oh, I can explain that. The cookie machine was going so fast, I just got mad and let...
And you showed them. Oh, you're a chip off the old block, honey.
Well, I'm glad everything's cuckoo. I better get back and finish the dishes. Oh, no. I'll do them for you.
Oh, we've decided you won't have to do any more dishes.
You mean... ever? Ross and I will be glad to do your share. Yes, ma'am.
And you're going to have your own telephone.
For real?
For real. And if there's any special television shows that you want to see or any movies, you just say the word. As of now, your allowance has been doubled.
Man, it's like Christmas. Miss Morgan and Mr. Snell know all about this? They suggested it. I always thought Miss Morgan was such a square.
You don't have to use words like square anymore, Patty. I imagine there are superior verbal equivalents that you'd prefer to articulate, now that you don't have to repress your real mental abilities any longer.
Yeah. Well, I gotta buzz Richard. Bye.
It's going to take her a little while to get used to it.
Me too.
Me too. No, sure. Gonna get my own telephone, maybe a television set. He said,
Good morning, Patty.
like hi, Mr. Snell.
Like hi, delicious.
I got a flash from Buckland's modern psychology class.
Yes, we've made some new arrangements for you, and I think you're going to be very pleased with them. You'll have only one class from now on. And you won't be needing these.
Cuckoo.
Cuckoo. In here. Patty, this is Antonia, Emil, August, and Peter. Patty Lane. Each student is working in the creative field of his own choice. Antonia is a sculptress. Emil is in abstract mathematics. Peter is a poet. And August is working in pre-Aristotelian philosophy.
And you're gonna lock me in with them?
I think you'll find the intellectual climate in this room very stimulating, Patty. And if you need any tools or special equipment of any kind, don't hesitate to speak up.
What is your field?
My field?
Your specialization?
Oh, I don't specialize much. I mean, I'm sort of interested in everything.
A generalist. That's remarkable. Assuming, of course, that you're in agreement with Spengler.
Oh, yeah. Completely. He's a blast.
Chess?
What?
Would you care to indulge in a game of chess?
I've been playing all morning.
Oh. August, how about you?
My pleasure.
How do we stand?
32, 37, and 3 draws.
You have white. Go ahead.
Queen's pawn to queen 4.
King's rook's pawn to rook 4.
Very good.
I haven't got a chessboard.
Chessboard?
Cuckoo. Hello, Patty. Oh, hi, Cat. How was school? Cuckoo. They put me in an almond factory. You want a flipper? They were playing chess without a chessboard. Did they use queen's pawn to queen 4 opening? And retaliate with king's rook's pawn to rook 4? You're as way out as they are. If you go up to your room, you'll find a surprise there. Cuckoo. Yippee! Alice, guess what? I'm talking to you on my own status symbol. Isn't that the bitter? Can you come right over? Crazy. Bye. Peggy.
Patty? It's 3 o'clock in the morning, honey. What are you doing up?
Watching the late show.
What are you watching?
Beast with 5 bony fingers.
I suppose it has more meaning for you than it does for someone like me. I suppose you view it in nihilistic terms, huh? You know, sometime I'd like to have you explain it to me. I mean, the inner meaning that you get out of a movie like that. Well, guess I'll go on back upstairs. Good night, hon.
Papa?
Yeah?
Do you really believe these electronic brains know what they're doing?
Sure I do. Why?
Well, take me. I mean, that machine says I'm a great genius. But
Honey, you must have more confidence in yourself. Now, that machine said you're a genius. Well, it's right. You are. You're our little genius. Now, you believe in that. Good night, sweetheart.
Good night.
Good morning, sleepy eyes.
Hi. What time is it?
10:30.
I'm late for prison.
No, you just stay in bed and relax. I called Miss Morgan. She said you can come in when you feel like it. You have no regular school hours.
Miss Morgan said that? You know, Mom, I was all wrong about you and the father figure. I said you didn't know how to treat kids. Well, you sure do.
Thanks.
Mom, salt and pepper?
Oh, sorry about that. I'll get it.
Thanks. And butter.
Patty, I'd like to see you a minute. Have I got some exciting news for you?
What's up?
He's here.
Who's here?
Mr. Hawks, our president. He's come up from Washington just to meet you.
He has?
He sure has. I can't tell you how excited he is about your test, and he wants the pleasure of seeing you take another one.
I can't do that. I mean, I was up most of the night with 3 ghosts.
All right, well, listen, I've started the machine for you, so go right ahead and I'll call Mr. Hawks.
But you, Miss...
Sit down.
Hi, chum.
The thing about this girl is the protective patina of average behaviorism. All camouflage, of course. Very insensitive father, bourgeois mother, no idea of the treasure they have. But their repressions have only served to sharpen the most incredible intellect I've ever encountered. A giant, Mr. Hawks. A giant. By activating the key monitor buttons, Patty accidentally triggered off the mechanism that had the machine answer its own questions and then grade itself 100%. In the 30 years our organization has been functioning, this is the first time a thing like this has ever happened.
Have you told her yet?
No, we thought it best for her family to tell her. I'll just see myself out. Get Patty.
Yeah, man. The ex-genius is coming. I hope this is important. I was watching a show on my new television set. Yeah, it helps me to think. Let's take in a movie tonight, Kath.
I wouldn't plan on it.
Why not?
You're going to be too busy.
Doing what?
I'm glad you asked.
Patty, when you finish those, you can start cleaning your room. The hall closet's a mess, your bathroom needs doing, and there's quite a lot of ironing to do, and bye.
You win some, you lose some.
Here's Miss Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find
They laugh alike.
they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.